1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost a weekend and you don't know what to do. Or you just need something fun to listen to.
Southside Pod!
Yes, we're on the air.
Pod.
And the gang's all here, all things on the South Side. We're listening to the Southside Pod. Looking for the best Southside breweries. Or you might just need an awesome place to eat.
Southside Pod!
Mount Greenwood, Evergreen,
Southside Pod.
Blue Island, Beverly, Payless, and Allsup too. You're tuned into the Southside Pod.
Southside Pod!
Oakland, Midlothian,
Southside Pod.
Oak Forest, Chicago Ridge, Flossmoor, and Bridgeview. You're listening to Southside Pod.
How was Hamilton?
It was fun.
Just you and the girl?
Me and Audrey, the girl.
You went to the play? You went to the play?
Yeah, Audrey.
Was that Lin-Michael Miranda there?
No, they got when you go to those plays, like you go to the big, like something like Hamilton, right, where you've already seen it on Disney with the original
It's
cast.
like watching a cover band.
And then you watch it, and
That's
you're like,
terrible.
And then they actually will break down like who played each character, like in the program.
There's a guy who's playing.
And
that guy.
I'm on like number 4. Like the Hamilton is the 4th Hamilton that's played it, and like the King George is the 5th.
But do they
King
try
George.
to sound like Lin-Michael Miranda? Like, does that guy like?
No,
he's
they-
like
They all do
Well,
their
he's
own
gotta do-
take. They
yeah.
all do their own take.
I felt like they were very. The only one that really varied was the King. The King George
King
guy.
was- he was-
the
my-
King
my
George
kids
guy
hated him.
Does different
he hated him.
jokes than the other King George does
My
on the
kids
Disney
hated
Plus
King
things. That was
And all the
I thought it
Hamilton
was
nerds
good.
are like, oh, those are different.
There was a Hamilton nerd next to us. Like we had balcony seats. They're or
How many times? Is
mezzanine
this
or
your
whatever.
first time? This is my 7th. Shut up.
My parents bought the tickets for her to go see Hamilton for her birthday or 18th birthday. Okay, and she wanted me to take her, and I was like, all right, I'll go with you. I'll go see
Not
Hamilton.
a lot
So
of
it's me and my
options
daughter.
there,
Right?
so yeah.
So they're really nice seats. They were in like this special. They're not the upper
We're in
balcony. They're not the
Loge.
lower.
You guys
We're
were
in
in the
a
Loge.
The 100.
We're in that mezzanine, like,
they were
small
above
little
the
private
floor,
balcony
below
thing.
the balcony.
It's got its
Okay.
own bar.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's private bathrooms.
Yeah,
like really
sure.
nice. It's like sitting at the
good deal.
300
The
level
Abe
at like the
Lincoln
baseball.
seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're at the
Yeah,
club.
yeah.
You're at club level
Do
at
you
like
like
the
to
Blackhawk
play
game.
Mr. Lincoln Duck?
Yeah, that's where you're at. You're in the
Yeah.
Lincoln.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I said that too when I was sitting there. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this probably would have
Right.
looked like what Abe
I'm
Lincoln
in the
got
John
shot.
Wilkes booth.
Yeah. so
That's good. Why don't they
Solid.
have
that's
that?
a good one. I like that. I
Right,
like that.
yeah.
That's a good one.
It's gonna
So yeah,
end.
so
No one's gonna end.
I
Got
felt
that one, Faye?
I felt like when I was watching it that like I kept comparing it to the one that I've seen
Which
on
is
Disney
the worst
Plus.
thing to do.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you can't do that.
Like I'm like, oh, this person's pretty good. This person's not as good as that one, and that was the thing. But the person next
That's
to
only
me,
because you saw it first.
Yeah.
but the person next to me was like a season ticket holder for like that theater.
yeah.
And they were just like, they sat down.
Nederlander.
We sat down, and I was like, oh, we didn't get a playbill. And she's like, take our playbills. And I'm like, don't you need them? She's like, we're here every night. I'm like, you're what? And they just, and I was like, huh? And they just stuck through like the first act, and then they left because they were like, well, we know how it ends. They just wanted to see a couple of songs, and then they just left.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's an expensive night to leave early.
they're season ticket holders, so they've already paid. They've already owned the seat that they're in. It sounded like they could go see it whenever they want to, the same amount of money.
Wow.
So I mean, like they're rich
Tonight we'll
people.
see Hamilton. Tomorrow we'll see
Yeah.
Son.
Right. They're going out to dinner and like, can we go watch the first couple songs of Hamilton? They're like,
They're
sure.
done.
And they just go and they watch
Right.
it. Yeah. The ultra rich. When you come across the ultra rich,
They don't care.
right?
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod.
It's the Southside Pod.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod.
It's the Southside Pod.
OMG!
OMG!
It's the SSP.
It's the SSP.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod.
It's the Southside Pod. By the way, on this episode, we have one of the stars of a brand new local performance going on in Oak Lawn this weekend and next, and she's going to sing for us. And also, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the follow button on any podcast player that you're using right now. Get all your options at southsidepod.com. I hope you're enjoying the videos. They're getting populated across all the social media. Love to hear from you. Reach out as well through southsidepod.com. Before Audrey
Yes.
Much better.
and I went to Hamilton,
Yes.
we went out to eat. And we went to like some fancy like seafood restaurant. I can't remember what it was called, but it's
Red
right in that
Lobster?
area. No. It's got some fancy, trendy name, whatever it is. But it was one of those places where you walk in and you look at the menu. You look at the menu, and the appetizers are $25.
Oh,
Long
God.
John Silver's.
The main course is $60
Yeah,
and
right.
up, right? If you order a beer, it's $12. Like
Right.
it's stupid.
Non-alcoholic beer is $13.
It's stupid. It's stupid. And you know, we're on a budget right now. We're going through a divorce over here,
Absolutely,
okay?
right.
There's less money in the house than there used to be, and I'm like, I'm trying to be frugal,
right.
and I'm like, okay, sweetheart, well, let's pick out something. I threw out the thing like, let's get a couple
I'm
of
gonna have
appetizers. Let's get
Yeah.
a couple of appetizers. We'll share.
Couple of apps.
She's fine with that.
Yeah, right.
She's fine with that, right?
Do you have
We
cheese
got-
sticks?
Right. You guys
we
do
have
one
the
of,
mozzarella
you guys do one of those
explosion.
You do one of those blooming onions? By any chance? You got one of those?
Y'all got the blooming onion here?
Hard to say no to that.
Wait, hold on. Are you telling me you don't got the goddamn blooming onion?
So, but here's the thing.
What kind of... I thought you guys were fancy. We're going to see Hamilton.
We're sitting there in this restaurant. I'm thinking to myself, like, man, this is a pricey restaurant.
Right.
And there's a table other side of the floor over there, and it's just a family of 5 out on their normal Friday night.
Yes.
And
the
one of the
Hills.
kids is like 6 years old.
Got the $60 entree and threw
He's
half
got
of it
the
on the floor.
$60
Yeah.
entree. He isn't even eating it.
No, not at all.
Okay, they're getting the apps. They're getting dessert afterwards. I'm like, he's dropping a G in this restaurant
Absolutely.
before it's all over.
Right.
And all this guy's doing is just like taking, like the kids have their toys in the.
So they got their
with
iPads,
them.
right?
Yeah, they're on their iPads
Sure.
with their headsets on. They're not even eating their food. He looks worn out. He looks like
Mom,
what a
Mom
person.
probably had 3 drinks
defeated.
before Dad showed up.
He looks like what most people in the Applebee's look like on a night like that. They're
Right.
worn out. It's Friday night. It's been a long week.
Stick just
They're-
him in an Applebee's?
Right.
Fit right in.
Their wife is sitting there going, I want to go out to eat. I don't want to cook.
She's
and
all
you're
about
like,
it,
yeah.
right? She's got her Louis
I've
Vuitton
been
purse on the
drinking
floor.
since 9 a.m. I went to
right.
brunch.
And
Another
he's out
wine,
now.
please.
He's got to feed everybody, but instead of being at the Applebee's,
Right.
he's
Where
at
he wants
this
to be.
place. Right. He's at this place.
He's
Huge
an Applebee
fan.
guy.
Huge Applebee's fan.
He's going to
Loves
spend
those baby back ribs.
$1,000 on dinner tonight.
Right.
Okay, appetizers, drinks, 5 meals, 3 of which are not being eaten by the kids.
By
The
the
kids
way,
are ignoring
just a
him.
normal Thursday night dinner because she didn't want to cook.
Well, no.
Listen,
Why don't
she
we
had
go out to dinner, honey?
She had yoga.
Fine.
She had wine.
Where do you want to
club.
go? Shay, all my wallet. Oh, is that a new French place? Yeah. That's fine. Let's go. Get the iPads. Oh, they broke. Buy new ones.
Right.
I don't care anymore.
Right.
I mean, he was drinking at lunch at work.
Kid orders
so.
a $60 entree, picks at it, and says, I don't want this. He
Right.
orders
So he
another
does a new one. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And they're like, can you just bag that up? We'll give it to the dog. Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're like,
I'm over there trying to split
you're
up an
splitting a cheese
appetizer.
stick. You're splitting a blooming onion. Right.
No,
Are these water
this is our
free?
dinner, honey.
And then after I'm done, I go to Hamilton, and the people next to me are like, yeah, just take our playbills. We're here every night in the most expensive seats here.
You know what? We're just going to take an Uber home. Take our Jaguar. It's fine.
Jaguar.
We don't care.
And the best part about this is that when I show up, the restaurant I picked was close enough to where the theater was that they will valet your car, and
nice.
then you could just come back after the theater performance and get it.
Yeah.
The problem is that the restaurant
You couldn't
closes
find the keys.
before the show
Sure.
ends. So I called ahead and they told me like, well, just bring you tell the valet will put you on the street, and that way your car will be there, won't be in the garage that we use or something
Right.
like that, because it's downtown. So the valet just parked me right on Wacker Drive, on Upper Wacker Drive.
Sideways across traffic.
Barely know her.
Right along,
whatever.
right there. I mean, I'm like, holy cow. And the thing is, I pull up to the valet thing. Now, you're going to love this. I pull up to the valet station. It's Friday, downtown Chicago.
Yeah.
Wall-to-wall traffic. And, like, it's rush hour beginning. Like, it's just a madhouse.
Okay.
And I pull up, and I park the car, and my daughter, she's all dressed up for Hamilton, and she's going to go to the
Right.
expensive restaurant. And she gets out, and she's standing on the curb. And the guy comes over. I'm the guy who called. Like, I'm going to the show. And he goes, oh, no. I don't have any more spots for you. And now I'm like, oh.
Right.
right? Like, where am I going to park this car?
Tiny one, bro.
I had this all worked out. And the guy just looks at me and he goes, you could have my space. The valet. He goes, you could have my space.
He met the social media. He's like, give me yours too.
And he goes, and I go, where are you going to park? He's like, don't worry about where I park. I just park on the sidewalk. And I'm like right there. He's just going to pull his car up on the sidewalk.
Nice.
I'm like, okay. But his car is 6 cars behind where I'm at on a street that's 3 lanes across in downtown where I
During
can't
rush hour.
turn around. There's a barricade, so you can't even flip a U-turn to go around.
This has got a lot interesting right now.
And so he
Became
goes,
a video game.
he goes, I'm going to move my car and then you real quick reverse your SUV
Through 9 lanes of traffic.
and drive backwards into oncoming
Love it.
traffic on Wacker Drive.
Chris puts the cherry up on
Yeah,
top.
totally normal, right?
And then you just slide into the spot. You're only going to have one pass at it. You just,
Right.
get it in
You
between
get
those
one
2
shot of
cars,
this.
going backwards at 40, 50
If
miles
you
an
mess
hour.
this up,
right.
you're-
We're going to time it for when the light turns red. You got to make this whole maneuver before it turns green again.
Right.
All the cabs are lined up ready to come at me, right?
And this was thrown at you like this. This wasn't like a.
No.
You didn't get a.
No,
you know,
I
an
thought I was just going to valet the car.
Right.
Right.
This type of maneuver usually involves planning.
Right.
A whiteboard.
Right.
You know.
Stunt guys have a meeting beforehand, right?
Practice.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe like
They do that model,
a model,
like in,
right, on
Back
the
to the
board.
Future 3. Back to the Future 3
Right.
where Doc Brown's got it set
Yes,
up and
right.
the lights on fire. Yeah, you do one of those. Yeah.
he vaguely explained it to you
Right.
and then said, "Go."
Right. So I looked at
You
him.
have 30 seconds.
So
Begin.
I'm standing outside of the car, and I go, "Yeah, that's not going to happen."
you
I
should
just
be
said just
in
like
the
that. I'm
car.
like, "It's not going to happen." He goes, "What?" I'm like, "There's absolutely no way I'm going to drive a full block backwards in reverse on Wacker Drive, dodging cars coming at me. Like that's just not going to happen." And he goes, "I'll do it."
Yes.
Oh my
yes,
Lord!
he will.
So what this guy
Trust
does is
me, I'm a professional.
he goes over to hit. Now I'm like, this is gonna be crazy.
This is like
I give him my keys. He goes to his
Ferris
car.
Bueller.
He's
Yes.
6 or 7 car lengths away from my car. He's got to move his first. The light
No, he doesn't. He's gotta move
changes and
yours
turns
first.
red. He takes his car. He immediately puts in the drive, drives up to my car,
It's a stick too.
jumps out, gets
He
into
did both cars.
Yes, gets
Amazing.
into my car, goes into reverse, squeals the tires,
Yeah.
has to get around his car and it's parked behind mine, so he goes into the center lane of the 3 lanes across. The light changes green, the cabs are coming at him now. He lays on the horn, drives backwards into oncoming traffic. 2 cabs come so close to slamming in the back of my car, I gasp, okay? He drops it right into the spot, gets out,
Amazing.
flips me the keys.
Here you go.
Enjoy the show.
Did you tip him like $10 at least?
Yes.
That's a Hamilton, actually. That's a Hamilton.
I have a confession to make. It's true, and I'm guessing you have done the same thing. Put more time into thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for your retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree with you, and I want to help you out. I've got a local, experienced, down-to-earth guy who's a friend of this show. He's got a get-to-know-you approach and do the right thing values, and he's been around for over 20 years right here on the South Side. His name is Tom Walsh. He's located on the corner of 111th and Kedzie, and he's waiting for your call. In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call someone who's invested in your success. Reach out to Tom now, 773-779-0023, or pop in at the office right on 111th and Kedzie. Tell him we sent you. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC. Sitting down here at the 9-foot homemade oak bar, Jen Linehan is back. How are you, Jen?
Good. How you doing?
You, people may not know exactly who you are. You came as a group last time from the Guys and Dolls thing.
Right.
Which, by the way, how did it go?
It was great.
Yeah?
Yeah, it went really, really well.
You had a good. You guys came down here. You sang. You had a good time. You partied. I felt like I was never going to get you out of here, but I was okay with that because I was having a good time with you as
Yeah.
well. And now you're not performing.
No.
Instead, you have a new play. You are the assistant director?
Correct.
Okay, assistant director of a production by the Oak Lawn Park District Theater, Mean Girls,
Right.
Which is going to be the weekend of February 2nd through the 4th, and then also February 9th and 10th. Where's it at, first of all?
It's at the Oakview Center, Erica Heilman Theater.
Yes.
which is 4625 West 110th Street in Oak Lawn. So
Okay.
it's right off of Cicero.
All right. And I've never seen Mean Girls. Are you shocked by this?
Oh, completely. You
I've
seem
never
like a
seen
Mean
it.
Girls fan to me.
No, I've never seen Mean Girls. Like, I've never. I'll introduce Lola Shields, who's sitting here. And Lola, you are playing one of the characters, I would assume, Regina George.
Yes, I am. I am playing Regina.
And okay, now, which one is Regina? Is she the Lindsay Lohan one? Is she the one that says, we're not going to make fetch happen?
No,
Again.
Yeah, well, she is. Should I say that? She's the Rachel McAdams part.
Okay.
So she's the head mean girl.
She's the head mean girl.
Yeah.
You're the meanest of the mean girls.
I am.
Okay.
Yep.
And
And she's fabulous at it.
so you are a student at Mother Macaulay?
I am. Yes.
Okay, my daughter's over there as well. We were talking about that beforehand. So where do you draw from to do this role? Do you draw from the script or do you draw from Mean Girls that
Both.
you've met before? Let's get into it, Lola. Let's talk about the Mean
dive into
Girls,
that.
the real life Mean Girls that you're drawing from.
You know, I do both. I look at videos of Regina George and I look at Rachel McAdams and all of that to just pull a lot of the character work, see how she walks, talks, all of that to just really embody the character as
Yeah.
Regina George.
Yeah, and then you draw on other mean girls. Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Are you a mean girl? Have you ever been in a
I-
clique like that?
No, I have not.
Right now, there's some girl going, yes, yes.
I don't consider myself a
That's
mean
good.
girl, but
That's good.
I
I'm sure
can
you're
play
not.
the part well.
I'm sure you're not. I'm sure you're not. Jen, so tell me how this project first comes together. Lola's going to sing for us, which makes it very exciting for me. So that's stay tuned for that in a moment. But this project, how does it come about? Is it all high school students like Lola? Is this an all ages show? Give me the details.
So what it is that we offer it for anyone who's 8th grade through freshman year of college. So we go mainly just teen ages. And what happens is they auditioned back in November, and they auditioned, had callbacks, and were cast within the same week. And then we rehearsed 3 days a week from, beginning of December through the shows.
And so now you got this whole thing together, and the only thing that confuses me is I didn't know that the movie was a musical. So how do you come up with songs?
Well, it wasn't
for this?
originally.
Okay.
So the movie that came out in the 2000s was just a regular movie.
Right.
They've since made a musical on Broadway that Tina Fey created from her movie and made it into a musical. Now the movie that's out in the theaters is based off of the musical from Broadway.
Really?
Yes.
So confused.
So
by that.
people going to the movie are expecting it to be a remake of the movie from the 2000s, but it's actually a movie of the Broadway show made into a movie.
Okay. So there was a movie.
Yes.
The movie then turned into a Broadway show.
Correct.
Then somebody made a movie about the Broadway show. And now you guys are doing your own performance of it in Oak Lawn at the Erica Heilman Theater.
Yes.
Okay. If you
Nice.
can follow that and you love your Mean Girls.
Clear as mud.
Okay. So here's the thing. So what kind of audience you think comes out to this? Somebody who liked the movie when they were younger? Somebody who's going to try to just experience a little bit of theater and see what it's all about? Like, where do you think your target audience is on this?
That's going to depend because Mean Girls is very much a cult following kind of movie, I think. So like people my age, my generation are going to come out because it's based off of the movie that we loved when we were in high school and college.
Yeah.
Then you're going to get the kids who are going to know the reiteration of the movie and the musical. It's on Broadway. Then you're going to get people who are just coming because we've got a loyal fan base at the Oak Lawn Theater. And you're also just going to get family members. So you might get new people that come who don't know anything about the show or the theater or anything. So it's always a mismatch to know who's actually going to come out to the show. So we're looking forward to see what we get.
So Jen is from the generation that this hit the sweet spot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was right at your generation. It's past my generation because I had left college and I was an adult, and I think I was getting married at the time, and I was not into Lindsay Lohan movies at the time. Okay,
right.
Lola, you are after it. This movie
Yes,
came out,
I am.
and you were not around when this
No.
movie first came out, right?
No.
So what is your attachment to the film? Did you see the film before you got the role? Did you know about it? Were you into Mean Girls?
Oh yeah, my sisters really told me about it, and I obviously had to watch a little bit when I was older. But yeah, I'm into the movie. So when I heard that we were doing Mean Girls at Oakview, I was like, 100% auditioning for that. I really wanted Regina, so I went out for it, and here we are.
She gravitated to the Mean Girl. See, I'm telling you. Right now there's somebody like, of course she did. That's exactly what's going on. Okay, so what are we going to hear? What are we going to sing?
So I'm going to sing World Burn from the musical, Mean Girls.
And you're going to a cappella this. Or is there music?
I have a track.
You have a track.
I do.
I like that. That's good. I mean, it'd been cool a cappella, but I mean, I kind of like the track idea. All right, so you're going to do that before we get to her performance, Jen. Give any extra details, anything how do they get tickets? How do people check out this show? Give your pitch, tell them get out there, make sure that we fill the stands every single night. Go for it.
Yeah, so again, we're at the the Oakview Center in Oak Lawn. It's the Erica Heilman Theater. It's at 4625 West 110th Street in Oak Lawn. We're running the weekends of February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And the 9th and 10th. We do not have a Super Bowl Sunday show, so do not worry. You're not going to miss the Super Bowl on that Sunday. We have 2 shows on the Saturday the 10th.
You could have been the alternative, the Super Bowl Sunday.
We could have been, but I don't think many of the parents of the kids are going to come out and see their kid on the stage when they
That
can
is
be.
true.
So the tickets range from $22 to $23. It is a PG-13 show just based on language and suggested materials in it. You can get tickets at onthestage.tickets/oak-lawn-park-district. It's
Wow.
nice and short.
There's a lot
I
of
know.
dashes in there.
There's a lot of dashes. There's a lot of S's.
dashes.
There's a lot going on there.
Luckily, it's a podcast. You
Yeah.
can skip back and listen. All right, Lola, why don't we take it away?
All right. My name is Regina George, and I am a massive deal. I will grind you to sand beneath my Louboutin heel. This is what I get for helping someone lame fit in. Katie Heron, enjoy your temporary win. My name is Regina George. Regina is a fugly cow. Hey, Katie, how you like me now?
That's going to be a great performance at the Erica Heilman Theater in Oak Lawn. Get your tickets for this weekend and next. Let's take a look at what else is going on this weekend at your Southside Pod Bulletin Board. Brought to you by Spoke and Vine Wine Bar and Bottle Shop, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. It looks like a very fancy hotel lounge when you walk in. Everything from high tables to couches to that big, beautiful bar. A wide array of wines, incredible food. And it's a 21 and over establishment. No snot-nosed kids at the next table. Great for a date night. See more at spokenvinewines.com. Let's start in Blue Island this weekend. It's going to be hopping. Blue Island Beer Company's got Local H on Saturday, but it's completely and totally sold out. I don't even think I can use my poll to get in there right now. Bibco is having Jerry Burns and Friends on Sunday at 2 p.m. Jerry, of course, the proprietor of Blue Island Music. Stop by, have some fun at Blue Island Beer Company. The day before, though, and before that Local H show that is sold out in Blue Island on Saturday at 11 a.m., Butter Upon Bacon Bub Cafe is having their ribbon cutting and grand opening ceremony. Congrats to those folks. They started out at Rock Island Public House as one of the food kitchens that would be in there. Now they got their own place. 13311 Old Western Avenue. Can't wait to get Southside Pod out there so we can check out Bub Cafe. Elsewhere in Tinley Park on Sunday the 4th, there's an ice cream beer float party at Flipside Brewing. Kicks off at 1 p.m. and goes until 4. And on Sunday, February 4th, from noon until 4 p.m., The Bridge at 44 Stevens Street in Lamont is having over 30 wedding vendors there for a huge wedding expo. Get your tickets through Eventbrite. Last segment is brought to you by SidSauce.net, local Southside company growing peppers right here on the Southside, making delicious hot sauces, the green sauce that they have. I put it on everything. See everything that they have at SidSauce.net. The thing I wanted to do is jump back to the last episode. We had a quickie, and it was a story about Duncan Sheik. And not only did we get comments on that short story last week, but then my daughter got accepted into the University of Illinois Architectural Studies this past weekend. And so now I'm thinking about that time period. I'm thinking about college. I mean, that's where I went. We were going to school there at the time we were doing radio. What's funny is when I see old pictures when we were younger in our radio days back when we were like...
I don't know how we got any girls.
We are just goofy looking.
Yeah. Big old glasses.
Yeah.
Just nerdy as hell.
Nerdy.
If we didn't work in
clothes
radio,
we're
we
wearing.
would have zero chance. You know that, right?
Both wearing
No,
it
I-
We
last
didn't work in
night.
media, zero chance.
I never get laid in college if it isn't for radio. Radio got me
Absolutely.
every bit of it.
100%.
All of
Every
it.
time we get on this subject, like I hate even like I don't even like airing it. Just probably stories from Mike more than anything.
I don't care.
love
We
this.
feel like
This
Uncle
is my
Rico.
favorite part of this.
It feels like Uncle Rico.
Well, I don't
back
care.
in my day, like
Back in my day when
But-
I was smashing girls
but
and
for, like-
drinking beers.
for like a year and a half to 2 years, it was stupid.
It was stupid.
I was late for this one class because I would be working on the morning show, and it would go till 8, and the class started at like 7, and like I was late for like a couple of days in a row, and then finally the teacher was like, "Hey, if you're gonna be consistently late, you might as well drop the class." And
Why
I
is
told
there
her,
a class at 7 a.m. in college?
I don't know what it
That's
was,
stupid.
but every time I'd come in, I'd start going a little bit earlier, and she'd have the show on. So like with the class, like we were
They
doing
were
chemistry
listening to our
while
morning
doing
show.
chemistry experiments.
Right.
So I finally go, listen, I'm Wild Bill on the show. And she goes, what? She goes, you don't even have to come in anymore. You're fine. It was amazing. Like
It was amazing.
that sounds like a fake story,
No,
but
it's
it's a
true.
real story.
Totally true. I got out of classes because I was on the radio. I got out of doing work because I was in the radio. I had the girl that did the lingerie spread from Shape Magazine come to the radio station to ask me out. Like, it was weird.
You think about like, I mean, a small town. I mean, Champaign was a big town, but it was a small town
It's a small
still.
town. It's a small town.
People like latched onto that shit. So like at some point, Chris was like the man cow of the little area. So like people like
Without-
these
without-
hillbillies
Bill
without
loves,
love
the,
that.
Bill
shit.
loves calling me the man cow of the
No,
year.
Why
because
is he-
it
why
was.
is he bringing
we
it
modeled
down to that
ourselves.
level?
This stupid thing
No,
off
we
my face
modeled
now.
ourselves after his show. That's why. And you did. You as much as you don't want to admit it.
No,
you
How
I
many
did.
did.
black
No, I
helicopters
did.
did you
I
see
didn't do
back
any of
then?
that
Except you
conspiracy
made me
stuff.
do the
that he
shit
did.
that Turd used to fake.
Right.
That's the problem.
Well, that was the thing. We went to
Until I said no more. I'm going to be in the studio.
we
And I don't
found
know
out
how
that he was
felt about
faking
that
it.
part.
We found out everything he was. We found out he was faking it.
You guys
and
didn't
then,
realize
it kind
they
of
were
ruined it for
faking
me.
all the stunts?
No, I remember we threw a guy out of an airplane and we had a recorder
yeah.
strapped to his chest and everything like that. And while I'm standing down there waiting for him to jump out of the plane, the guy goes, Turd was here from Man Cow last week. And I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, he just stands on the ground and screams in the microphone. You guys actually put a guy on a plane and threw him out of it. And he's coming down out of the air at that moment. I'm like, oh God, I'm an ass. I just made him jump out of the plane. Like those kind of things. Like, we did a lot of stupid stuff. The human Frogger one is the one that I always think, like, how did we
Love
not
that
get
one.
somebody killed?
I love that one.
We
That
put
was
the
you that almost died, right?
big
Bill?
giant like frog hat on the person.
It wasn't the full frog costume, just the head.
the head, but you couldn't see out of the,
The
head.
best
And then
part
we
of the
set him
story
into
is the
traffic.
next day when we had the head for an extra day. You're like, what can we use the head for? And you're like, just go down to a courthouse and interrupt a court case.
And
we did.
And he walked
Bill's
in.
like,
Excuse
done.
me.
It's like a murder trial, and he walked
You're
in.
like, just hop down the aisle and say, Your Honor, I object.
Right. And the thing is, but
Ribbit.
here's what's funny. He was actually doing it. So like we're other people.
I
Like
was
we were
arrested that day.
We were so naive that we thought everything that people did on the radio was real. So when
I had a phone like taped.
should've
we
listened to
used
the loop
tape
a
the
lot
phone
more.
to my head. Tape the phone to my head, and Chris would be like, we'd be live on the no dump, no nothing, just
Nothing.
live on the air.
Live on the
like,
air.
okay, I'm going to the courthouse.
We didn't
What do
even
you
have a
see? You know,
delay.
I'm telling her like I've got a frog head. He's
Didn't
like,
even have a delay.
Go into. I see a door. It says court in session. Go in there.
Go in
okay.
there. You just
What do you see
walk.
now? They're all looking at me.
They're all mad
Hop
at me.
down the aisle and say I object. Okay.
Can you make him do whatever you want now, Chris?
No, we won't do what I want.
He wouldn't
to do
even
now,
get
but
you a beer
back-
2 minutes
back
ago.
Back then, I could get him to do anything. I mean, he would just go do whatever I told him to do. I almost got poor Ed killed that one time when I was like first person that tackles him gets like tickets to
I
some
remember
concert
him.
or something like
Didn't
that.
he like end up getting like taped to a tree or something that
I'm lucky
time
he didn't
too?
get like his ribs broken. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was a jerk. I just thought they were all real what I heard on the radio because I grew up listening to all these different radio stunts, and I was like, "Oh, it must be real." And you guys believed it because you were doing it too. You were like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go."
We
do
did
it."
fake some stuff and it still sounded real.
Yeah,
that
we
was
did
when we
fake
were
some
like, wait, we could do that. We could fake this
Yeah.
and make it sound real. It almost sounded more real. The real shit sounded faker than the fake shit.
It did. When it was fake, it got better.
Yes.
When it was fake, it got better.
Remember when like Ed, you were dragging me behind a toboggan or something like that on a car?
Yeah, that was.
And then I like, oh, you went out of the car, and Ed sounded like he actually killed me.
Yeah.
And it just like cut, like it was like I don't know, that was good times. I have fond memories of those days.
It's the South Side. It's the South Side.
Y'all come back now, you hear?